Where my girls at? Independent, free spirit. Ooh, it's something serious. Where my girls at? We ain't linked up in a cool minute. Where my girls at? It's going down, down. Where my girls at? It's going down, down. It's going down tonight. We going out tonight. Yeah, right. We going out tonight. It's going down tonight. Yeah, right. It's going down tonight. We going out tonight. Yeah, right. We going out tonight. It's going down tonight. Yeah, right.
Hey, you guys, it's Gloria, and I'm so excited. We're excited to be with you today. We're excited to bring these topics. I don't think it's going to be ratchet, but maybe. We're talking about, are you thirsty? Are you thirsty for your man? We're welcoming the Facebook group. We're so excited. We're going to hit the radio in just a second. I hope you guys tuned in. I hope you guys got your app. I hope you shared it with your friends. We're excited about this topic. We're excited to be the force, and we're excited that we're going to be together with each other this week. So I'll talk to you soon. We're getting ready to start. Hey, Tanya, we're excited to have you here.
Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. That theme song may have been written for this topic today, okay? It's going down today. It's going down. We link up in a cool minute. Did y'all hear that in the theme song? Today we are talking about thirsty, and I'm not talking about the water you drink. Okay, we're talking about thirsty, as in where the single ladies and the single men at. You are listening to We Got Issues on the radio, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Roku, however you say it. How do you say it? This is Caterina Harris Earl, and I am, do you think I'm the messy one, the classy one, the bossy one? Which one do you think I am? Y'all know I'm the techie one, but that's not all I am. Today, we are going to have another great show of We Got Issues, and I'm not even playing. I need you to call into the show. If you can relate, or if this is your opportunity to even present your alias, you could call in and act like you are calling in for a friend, okay? And you might be the thirsty one. I have to say, having been single myself, I probably have been on both sides of the fence. So let's just talk about it today. Give us a call at 313-778-7600. We got another great show, and that is the topic today. It is funny. We're going to laugh, but we're going to talk seriously about what it is like to be in this single game. And I will tell you, as I began to research what the urban word for thirsty was, I don't know if I was all that. I was like, ooh, I might be in a little deep. So I am glad that we have Ellis here with us today on We Got Issues. Can we give it up? Can we give it up? I booked Crisette's daughter before she could. I'm so excited to bring us the millennial perspective. And so, Sabrina, we want to hear from you, looking bright and wonderful and thirsty, drinking your water.
I'm good. And all you girlfriends know, at one point in your life, you were thirsty. At one point, you were pretty thirsty. Some thirstier than others. I'm not, you guys, I need you guys to put in the chat, who do you think was the thirstiest girlfriend back in the heyday of all the girlfriends? That would be fun to know. And then we're going to reveal it at the end of the show. Don't let the church lady fool you. She told y'all that yesterday, okay?
Yeah, you should have been on the after show. You should have been on the after show.
Oh, my goodness. It's all good, you guys. It's all good. In Chapel Hill, North Carolina, I'm glad you guys are here with We Got Issues every day, Monday through Friday. And have you guys been keeping up with Chrissy Teigen? Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness, you guys. Well, she takes full ownership for horrible tweets in a lengthy apology. Of course, we all know she's John Legend's wife, and she says that she thought making fun of celebrities made her cool. But what I understand is that she was a big bully out there on social media, threatening people's livelihoods, and somebody said they almost were thinking about committing suicide. And it's because of her her behavior. And so she's really in a dark place right now, asking for forgiveness, saying she's going to take time away from social media. And then there was a poll out today. People are really upset with her. And do you know that most of the people said they would not forgive her, that she is not to be forgiven? Yes. So if our tribe out there knows anything about this, what are your thoughts? What are you thinking? I just tell you, it's more mess every day, more mess every day. But here we are.
And
we got issues. So Chrissy Teigen has issues.
Bloomingdale's, I think,
okay, Chris
pulled her.
What'd you say, Kiara?
Away. I think Macy's and Bloomingdale's are no longer selling her cookware.
Yeah, it's big. She's in hot water. People who endorsed her started dropping endorsements. So it's something. It's all over the media. And I feel bad for her, we all learn from our mistakes. And you know me, I'm like, give her another chance. Forgive her. But we got some folks out there that don't want to forgive her. Anyway, how you guys doing? Hey, Crisette and Key, how y'all doing?
Doing good. It's a great day in the D, and we are counting down 4 days to the wedding. And when I tell you it's going down in Detroit with Buddy and Angelica, and we're excited about that. So we're preparing for that. My nails are jacked up, so I got to do all the stuff the mother-in-law, right? The mother-in-law has to do to get ready for the wedding. So that's exciting. And today we got
Chris.
Yeah.
While one of you is talking, the other one mute her phone on the radio, because otherwise we hear you. We got an echo.
We got major echo.
When you're talking, Crisette, Kiara needs to mute, and vice versa.
Well, all road leads to Detroit. All roads. I got my nails done today for the wedding. I got my nails and my toes done. I get my hair done tomorrow. So we're getting there.
Good.
Gloria, how you doing?
Girl.
Go ahead.
Oh,
Can
go
you hear
ahead,
me,
Gloria.
I'm having feedback. Can you hear me okay? Okay.
Yeah, we got you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm excited. I did my nails today, my feet today, hair tomorrow. Coming in for the big wedding out of Detroit. Coming in for the big wedding out of the Big D. I'm excited about it. I'm excited about this topic. Seriously, I'm excited to hear what they had to say on the news, and I need to find out. I was teaching everybody today. I need to get the news. So I'm gonna throw it back to you, Caterina, so get it started, because I'm gonna call back in. Something's going on my phone.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I think there's a little bit of feedback. Chris, just because you guys are close to each other, sitting close to each other. So maybe mute when the other one is talking, because I definitely want to bring in Kiara Ellis. We are excited you are on the line, and I just appreciate you lending to this conversation about being thirsty. But just say hi to the tribe. Just say hello to the tribe first, and then we will jump on in the conversation. How you doing? I am great. Thank you so much for inviting me. And can you guys hear me?
We got you good.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much for inviting me. And I hope that I can add something to the topic. I don't think that I've ever been thirsty, but maybe I should run that by my friends. They might say that I have been thirsty. Because my mom, even if I wanted to be thirsty, she'd be like, no, you are over that. I'm like, I'm not really over it, but okay, I guess I can't tell you that I'm not over it because you're going to beat me up. But yeah, so we can talk about that too.
Interesting. Well, we are going to jump in and talk about it, but I do want to just go back as Stephanie on Facebook. We were talking about Chrissy Teigen, and she said she is suffering from depression, loss of child. She's lashing out with anger, mental health. That was a conversation I had earlier, saying when someone has bullied, most bullies have been, something is going on. Things are not as they seem behind the scenes. And it just is, it's sad when people are that way. And so I just wanted to acknowledge Stephanie talking about that. That's a real topic that could be a whole show.
No,
but today,
Caterina,
go ahead, Gloria.
I can verify for that. I can verify that when you lose a child in that arena and you're very mentally healthy all the time, that there are incidents in your life that can take you out. And not many people can relate to that at the time. They only see you in that moment inside. I didn't see what she said. I haven't read, but I can totally get with someone at that platform reaching out and doing some wrong things because of the emotions in the moment. And it can be very deep. I don't know what she said, but I can totally identify with bouncing over to another place you've never been before because of sadness and depression.
Mm-hmm. And in her apology, she said, "We are better than our worst moments. I apologize." And isn't that true? Isn't that true?
Yeah.
We've all been at a place where we're not proud. We took us to a place and we're better than that. So give her some grace.
Tony said she was like that before the loss of the child, because this was before the loss of the child. So yes, grace for sure. Absolutely. We all need it. So we're going to jump into this topic and talk about it. What I want to tell you, what I found is the word thirsty. And then Kiera, I'm going to ask you, what do you think it is? What is thirsty? Well, the woman's definition, as we chat about thirsty, is when a girl feels a guy is given too much attention, she might call him thirsty. In the girl's eyes, it's when he's doing too much, when he's being kind of creepy, he's calling you too much, just being over it, which probably means that you're not feeling him. You're just not that into him. We're talking about it from the woman's perspective too. Some people say it's desperation. Some people say thirsty is all about thirsty for sex. Some people, a lot of talk on the internet's out there about hating the word. But in this world, it is real. 45% of Americans are single. As much as 70% of Black women are unmarried. 42% never having been married. I can say I'm someone who was single until I was 45, respected marriage, enjoyed being single, and refused to settle. And I made a lot of mistakes and needed grace. And sometimes it was just plain God protected me from crazy. So I mean, he protected me from a lot of crazy, because I look back at some of them, I'm like, I'm so glad he protected me from crazy. I can't believe I was trying to chase after you. So Kiera, what is thirsty? Is that an old word or is that a current word? Are they even still saying it now?
I think thirsty is always going to be around. I think you could say thirsty 5 years ago, 10 years ago. You still going to say thirsty now, because thirsty is just a great word to describe like you're doing too much. I think like sometimes when you're into a person or a person is into you, you can catch the hint. I think you're sending like a bunch of like double texting. Do you know what double texting is? So like you text the person, they don't text you back, and then you come back and like say something else. It's like, okay, clearly I didn't want to further the conversation. I didn't want to keep it going, but you're double texting so you can keep the conversation going. And it's like, you can't catch the hint. And I'm the person, like, I'm working on it as I'm maturing, but I would ghost people kind of, because I just don't want to hurt people's feelings. So like, instead of me just saying I'm not interested, I just thought that you would catch the hint, and I just would kind of ghost you. And I guess that's not right, because I wouldn't want somebody to ghost me. And I guess as a like mature adult, you can just, clearly say like, I'm not interested. But I just was like, that is so hurtful. And then like talking to my guy friends, they're like, we're used to rejection. Like, I mean, just tell us no so we can stop wasting our time. But I just feel like, okay, if you text me, I don't further the conversation, I don't initiate conversation with you, that should tell you that I'm not interested. So save me the headache of ghosting you and just stop talking to me. But that was thirsty to me.
I'm going to tell you 12 things, and I'm going to bring the girlfriends in because, I mean, who's been married the longest? Crisette, right? So
I think so.
Crisette, then Sabrina, and then Gloria, and then me. Okay? So
how many years, Sabrina? How many years, Sabrina?
27.
And Chris is 27 too, right?
No.
30?
We're going on 32.
No, you're going on 33.
33
years. 33
wow.
years. Trying to get it on the radio.
We'll be 28 in September, and you'll be 26. Okay. I think, yeah.
I'll be 25 in September.
Okay.
What did Tony say? Just say you don't feel the kind of connection to continue communicating. Tony, we just need you on the show all the time. You need to call in about Chrissy, and you need to call in about how to avoid being thirsty. Because I know you didn't heard Tony on the show talk about dating. You were not. We could tell you would not have been described as a thirsty woman. Okay, so these are 12 things that all thirsty guys do. Just nod your head, ladies, and say amen in the background on the radio as you drive down the street if you can relate. Number one, he texts you. This can apply to women too. It doesn't just go one way. Text you between the hours of 11 and 4 a.m. Now, they got another word for thirsty. I thought that was just called a booty call, period. Number two. Okay. Yeah. Number two, regularly checks in out of nowhere every couple months. Just in and out. Okay. Oh boy, I remember these days. Number three, he magically turns up literally any conversation into a sexual innuendo. Oh my gosh, that's a turn off. Such a turn off. I printed out and I lost number four, so we're just gonna keep on going to number five. Keeps texting you even when you're deliberately boring or ignoring him. Okay, so there you go. Number six, drops hints to your mutual friends that he's interested in you over and over. Invites you to chill at his place. Chill. Okay, let's chill. Messages you every remotely interesting thing that he sees on the internet. Backstalks you from pictures from 2012. Okay. Actually falls for thirst traps. And we're going to talk about some thirst traps. So those are just a few things, and I bet we could add to it. So I'm just going to go to you, Crisette. I think you might be muted on the radio. You got to step up. You've been married the longest, so you got to go way back. You got to go way back to when you were single, or talk about all them ladies at the church. You got to help talk them off the ledge because they just want to be married. They chasing rather than just chilling. So,
well, you know what's really, really interesting that I found, and this is one of the things I would always share when we would have like our marriage classes, and then we have our single women's classes. And what was always so interesting to me was the single women wanted so much to be in the married class. They wanted to know what was going on, what was the issues, what were the married women talking about. And then in the married class, they were like, Lord, if I could be single again. Oh, Lord, if I could be in that class. So I said, you know what? Sometimes the grass looks greener on the other side. And I'm always teasing them. I said, to all the single women, there are a whole lot of married women are like, if I could be back in that class, you're trying to get over here. And many of them were like, oh, Lord, if I could do it over again. So it's just interesting. You always think somebody has a better life because they are married. Right. And that's not necessarily the case. But, you know, I'm going to tell you, in my household, Ann Green, come on, Ann Green talked to us about being thirsty, even though that was not the word back then. You know, it was nothing. And I'm going to tell you, back in the day, you know, you were raised not just by your mama, but by your aunts, by the neighbors. Right. And if the neighbors or your aunt saw you, you know, talking to a boy, go sit your fast tail down. Yeah, you shouldn't be, you know what I'm saying? So at an early age, they were like, boys, you know, at an early age, it was kind of taught to us that boys pursue girls and girls do not pursue boys. Okay. Mm-hmm. And, you know, and from a biblical perspective, oh my gosh, we always heard a man that finds a wife finds a good thing. So it was literally ingrained in us that we were not to be the ones that were pursuing. I don't care how thirsty you were. I don't care if you saw the brother in the choir and you're like, oh, I want to give him my number. I want to give him my number. You're like, I can't give him my number. I can't give him my number because it's wrong to give him my number. So a lot of the things that we were taught, you know, generationally, this new generation is like, you think he's cute? You know, slip him your number.
Like, that's old fashioned. That's old fashioned, First Lady. That's old fashioned. You're going to be single forever waiting.
It is, you know, if I say that now, it is old fashioned, but I think, you know, sometimes, you know, things change, but there are some things that I think are still good. I still think that for me, now everybody is different. For me, I'm not that person that's going to pursue a guy. I did not pursue Chuck. He pursued me. Okay, that's me. And I'm not going to say there aren't great situations where a woman reached out and they're living happily ever after. Just for me, I would be more comfortable and you know, I'm not, if anything ever happened, Lord forbid it does, I can't see me pursuing a guy.
Well, this is good. This is good. The conversation itself is thirsty. We're going to a break. We are getting ready to go to a break. We're going to talk about how to be happy being single. We're going to talk about when you're doing too much and when you're not doing too much, because some people just sit at home and wait for them to show up. You got to put yourself out there a little bit. So we're going to talk about that too when we come back from the break. You're listening to We Got Issues on 9:10 a.m. the Superstation WFDF. Thanks for listening.
Oh my goodness, y'all. We going down tonight. Let me see now. Oh wait, I'm gonna put my phone on mute.
Yes,
there we go.
yes.
Oh my God, you guys, Facebook. I'm so glad to be with y'all today because this is juicy. Now for real. Okay, so you know how you can talk on the radio and you go on Google. So I went and found out what Chrissy said. And you're right, she said it long before. Oh my goodness. That's some conversation there. That's some conversation. She said some things that were not nice. Oh my. Anyway, we're on to thirsty. And we're on to dating. And you guys, would you chase a man down? If you really like what he looked like, if you really like what he stood for, would you come after him? I wonder. You know, one of the comments I hope to make if I do it is, you know, I had a redo because we've been to a divorce and then you're single for a while, you get a redo because coming at it differently, given experience, you have some options there. So this is a great topic. So I hope that you guys call in because, you know, we need to have real conversations about it. We need to, you know, then you add on the dating app. So it adds on a whole lot of different components to what it's like when you are thirsty. And what does thirsty stand for? Like, I have a sister-in-law. She can always get a boyfriend. Oh, did I tell you who she was? My sister-in-law. Yeah, she could always. And that's just her personality. I don't know what it is about her, but it is, she just got it. You know, some people just got it. So that's a big deal. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. But you know what? If you call in and tell us your perspective, it'll make the show even more juicier. It'll make the show even more inside. The inside edition would be really fabulous. So that would be awesome. I also want to tell you guys, I remind you all the time, number one, make sure that you give us topics that you think would be juicy. We might have all our husbands on tomorrow. Like we might have all our husbands on tomorrow because we're getting ready for Father's Day. So we're trying to pull that together. We're interested in talking about that. So when you're man, you got a man, when you ain't got a man, you want a man.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. We are back. We're back from the break. This is the Force of Friendship girlfriend, Caterina Harris Earl, here with Sabrina, Crisette, Gloria. And today, for a few more minutes, we have Kiera Ellis bringing us that millennial perspective. We're talking about being thirsty for the single man, thirsty for the single woman. Crisette was bringing us that old school perspective. You know, how's it go? Don't buy the milk. Don't buy the cow if the milk is free. Okay. I bet you Miss Green said that. Okay. Don't pass go. Oh, you know, you look up being thirsty. Oh, you look up. What a coincidence that you being here. And really, they've been stalking you on Facebook. Okay. I want to just bring this, and here I'm going to bring you back in because I want you to talk about how do you know? I mean, as a single person today, how you can't just sit back, as I said, and not be in the game. How do you let someone know you're interested and not come across as thirsty? So I want to get that, and I want to get your perspective on this too. Social media has major positives. Not only can we talk to anyone we like at any time, but we can reach out and contact a crush without the embarrassment of speaking face to face. The problem is social media these days is starting to feel a little fake. Okay, I don't think it's just these days. I think it's been for a minute. Nothing is real. Everything can be inflated, and we're all too busy comparing ourselves to everyone else to really sit back and see what it all means. What happened to genuine connections? You know, this is the same thing people say about why they don't want to do online dating, but there's something called a thirst trap. And what is a thirst trap? Take a look at your Instagram feed right now. How many pictures can you see where someone is either showing a little too much skin? Some of them people show up on our text feed, okay, flaunting their assets or showing off their muscles, you know, like especially after they got a boob job or something like that. There is a term for posting photos to social media designing to get people to look at you, and it's called a thirst trap. I didn't know that. While posting photos of yourself looking great certainly isn't a crime, ask yourself why you feel the need to do it. Is it for the wrong reasons? And just these 4 reasons why some people might set a thirst trap. They're having a down day and want to boost their own ego. They attempt to show someone what they're missing out on, someone who has turned them down, like an ex.
Wow.
They're trying to keep up. Is that true? They're trying to keep up with a false reality that they've created online, or they want to make someone else feel bad. Interesting. A thirst trap. Some of this is happening all out on social media. So, Kiara, before you have to go, and we bring in your aunties to give our perspective among millennials, the dating scene, how do you balance it? I mean, how do you avoid not being too thirsty, but being, you know, keeping it real? Hey, I'd like to, you know, holla at your girl.
I think now it's more like my mom was saying, you don't dare approach a guy or whatever. I think it's a lot more acceptable for a girl to actually shoot her shot, is what you say. I've never... I think maybe I did shoot my shot with like one person. It didn't work out. But I think as girls, like, you don't want to be rejected. It's kind of like guys are used to that, but it's kind of like, I was looking about my Amazon account. Me and my best friend, we read this book called Getting to I Do. And so a lady actually recommended, she was like, after I read it, a year later, I found my husband. So me and my best friend like, okay, we about to read this. We gonna highlight. She told it's really funny. So we were highlighting. We were like, okay, we gonna get to I Do. Like, we are about to get us a husband. So it was like tips in there. It was like an older white lady actually giving us tips. I'm like, I don't know, we should be getting relationship advice from like an 80-year-old white lady, but whatever. So it was like tips on, and it's like how to like show a guy like that you're interested. You're supposed to like gaze at him for like over 5 seconds. You know, like you look at somebody, but like you look at them a little longer to say like, okay, approach me. And I'm like, oh, you know, I didn't know that. So I guess if you don't want to just like go up to a person, to me, you have to have a certain type of finesse. You have to have a certain type of swag to kind of like go up to somebody and really like approach them. You have to be really confident. Cause I mean, if you're nervous, I don't know that I have like the smooth finesse to like approach somebody and like try to get on. Cause I would just feel really goofy and I would kind of feel desperate, honestly. Like, I'm like, I'm cute. Like, you see me over here. Like, clearly you need to be trying to talk to me. But I think that, you know, if you are, you know, getting up in age, maybe you just feel like, okay, you know what? Let me go ahead and shoot my shot and just, you know, see what happens. But that's kind of how I felt about online dating. And now that's kind of, you know, not a big deal. People are just like, oh, okay, I found my, you know, guy on Instagram. It's the same thing as going on a dating site. And so I think that's become a more acceptable too. I think girls say like, I don't want my dude to find me in my DM, but I think it depends on who the dude is. So it's like, I don't want a guy to approach me in my DM, but if it's a guy that you find attractive, it's a guy that you like, you don't mind if he found you in the DM. And so I think too, finding different venues or outlets, going to places so a guy can find you. Cause my brother will always say, here, a guy is not going to find you if you're just sitting in the house. So I'm like, but where are guys? Like, are they at the grocery store? Are they at a steakhouse? Like, where are they? So he's like, you're not going to be able to find him. He's not going to be able to see you if you're just sitting in your room, sitting at home. He can't see you.
They looking at your IG when you and your girls are in Mexico and looking amazing. I mean, you're living your best life, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, you know, and just looking so respectful, but gorgeous, beautiful. You know, confident. I just think that you can't even say that. Gloria, I got to bring you into the conversation because We all are familiar. It is a public story about Gloria being at Wet and Wild. And me
Right.
And she's the thirsty one. She proposed to her husband. She asked him to marry her. That's pretty thirsty, right?
He ain't getting away. Gloria.
Wait, this is so funny. Wait, first I was thinking when Kiara was talking, I was like, oh, Sabrina definitely got to talk about swag. Because that chick, I met that chick when she was single and she had some serious swag. I mean, she had some serious swag and she wasn't no apologetic about it, y'all. Seriously. I mean, flowers everywhere. She would walk in the room. It was intentional. But we go back there in a second because she had swag and she probably could teach a whole course on it for real. But it's true. I did ask him to marry me more than one time. Okay. I guess I was thirsty because he sure said no.
Okay.
I will tell you that like in the first 15 minutes of okay, so first I want to tell you, he came to me. He did come to me, and the first thing he said to me was, "Is your husband with you?" Because I was standing there with 2 kids. And he said, "Is your husband with you?" And I said, "No." "Is your wife with you?" You know, with an automatic attitude. "No, is your wife with you?" So he said, "No, my name is Ken." I said, "My girl." But I'm telling y'all, like the first 15 minutes, he said to me, "I just want to let you know I'm never getting married again." I said, "Okay, that's cool. Because I'm getting married in 5 years. And if you talk to me, you're going to fall in love with me. I'm just here to tell you that." So, I mean, so there was a yin and yang right at the beginning. We went out and hung out that night. Y'all, seriously, you do a lot. You do stuff that nobody knows. I put my kids in a hotel room. He put his kids in a hotel room. And we went and talked for like 4 hours. And the kids was in a hotel room.
Okay, wow. The kids were 2 and 3. Okay, no, they weren't.
Lord have mercy. They were sleeping. They were going to stay asleep. I mean, just too funny, y'all. Funny. But, you know, I really want to say this, though, on a serious tip. It was total confidence. Because I wasn't looking and he wasn't looking. And I've always told people, I think you find the most when you're not looking. The magic happens when you're not in need. The magic happens when you're not thirsty. It just seems like it happens when you're not thirsty. And the longer you're thirsty, the thirstier you get. So, and you know, I was dating at the time. And I remember specifically, this guy took me out on a date. This is no joke, y'all. Now, you know, I like to work. So for me to go on a date is a big deal. So I went on a date. You know, I fall asleep. He was talking to me. I was sleeping at the date. I was like, oh no, this will never work. If I can't even stay awake with you at dinner, we weren't texting then, Kiara, but I bet you he got the message. I was not thirsty for him, okay? I must have had some swagger because I could get a date, but I was not interested in him. So it took a minute. But I also wanted to say this, you guys. There's a different kind of thirsty when you get married the second time around. Because once you know you can be married, once you've gone down the aisle, once you've been married, it takes away the whole wonder, will I ever get married? Because I was named after my aunt, and her name was Gloria, and she never got married. So I was always wondering if I was going to get married because I was named after her. You know, crazy stuff go on in our head, like. So then after I got married, so the second time I was getting married, it was like, you know, whatever, whenever, I'm free, you know. Ain't no pressure. I didn't want to get married for money. I didn't want to get married for this. I just want to get married for love. So if it happened, it happened. So it wasn't a rush. But for me, we were dating so long. This is what we tell people. It's so funny. We were dating for so long. I said to Ken, my friends are like wondering, Sabrina, when are you going to get married? You dating so long. And Kim was like, my friends think it's great. It's all who your friends are, y'all. It's all who your friends are.
OMG, Sabrina, we've seen those pictures. Crisette and I weren't around, but we have seen those pictures back in the day. And I've heard the stories when Kenny showed up and how, I mean, this is a whole show. We need more time, but talk about when you was thirsty.
You know what? Oh my goodness. That's so interesting. I was trying to think back. I wasn't never thirsty. I always had a man, but I wasn't never thirsty. They found me. Okay, Kiara? All right. So yeah, like this again. I mean,
radio audience.
She had swagger, y'all. She had
You
swagger.
know, it was just that confidence, charisma, clear, very clear in what I wanted, how I wanted it. And so I'm just so grateful that I just never was in that category, in the lack category. But I think I had a good time all by myself. So I just had a good time all by myself. But it is funny that I always seem to have a boyfriend around. And when when Kenny proposed to me, at that point, maybe this was a little thirsty, because I was like, if he doesn't propose like really soon, I'm out. Because I wasn't into a long-term dating situation at that point in my life. Because I didn't get married until I was 31. And at that point, I knew what I knew. And my mother always said, I said, how do you know if you're in love? She said, oh, you'll know. How do you know if you're ready to get married? She said, oh, you'll know. And sure enough, when Kenny and I got together, it's like, okay, I don't need to look any further. If we're going to be together, let's be together. And so within 6 months, we were engaged. Within a year, we were married. And we were both seeing other people at that point. So I guess if you're seeing other people and you hook up with somebody else, you thirsty. You real thirsty. Okay.
Well, I want to speak up for the single women who, like, you know, y'all know I got a lot of nerd in me. I didn't have older sisters. I wasn't physically attracted to white men, and that's all that were white guys, and that's all that was around me. So I hadn't even really been around Black dudes. So I went to college, and I like didn't, it was awkward. I was awkward. Like, I'm the one who needed the girlfriend to come over and say, your skirt is too long. Your blouse is too up here. Like, help me loosen up without being hoochie, you know? And then I went the other direction. They was like, your skirt is too short. Your blouse is too low. Like, I just needed, I've always been intense. I had a resting face that could sometimes look like I was mad. And so that gaze, like, I had to have girlfriends that would coach me, because I'd be like, she always got a man. Like, you know, I was the one that would go to the club and no one would ask me to dance. Like, it wasn't cool back then to dance with your girlfriends. If a dude didn't ask you, you just sat and just, yes. Are you serious? Yes, I was the awkward.
You needed me in your life. You needed me in your life for real.
So I was just happy I was confident, because I was just like, okay, cool. And I probably started dancing by myself anyways, but it was interesting. So this is amazing. This is amazing. Leading up to the wedding, we're talking about, let's shift the conversation a little bit to how to be happy while you are single. So just being happy when you're single. I mean, consider the benefits of being single. Consider the health benefits of being single. I thought this was interesting. Right. Being single is associated with a decreased risk of adverse health effects from dysfunctional marriages or intimate relationships. I was like, whoa. Some studies have shown that bad relationships can actually make you physically unhealthy. I don't think we need studies for that. But singles are more likely to be fit and healthy, perhaps because the extra time they have too. Singles also tend to go to the gym more, eat better, have lower stress. Another benefit of being single: appreciate your freedom to spend your time how you want to spend it. Consider the financial benefits of being single. Enjoy the ability to maintain friendships and create new ones. Savor the less frequent but more enjoyable sex. Know that you have the ability to seek out romantic relationships if you want to. Enjoy. So there's so many benefits that this article talks about being single and what that looks like. So how were you? I know we all were comfortable and confident single women. So how was it? How old were you, Chris, when you got married?
I was 24 and about to turn 25 that following March. So 24 years old.
Did you just know you were going to get married young?
No, I didn't know. And I'm going to tell you something. I totally agree with Gloria from the standpoint of I was living life, having fun, wasn't thinking about, oh, my biological clock is ticking. So I was I was, in college, having fun in college with my girl. I mean, literally, I was living my best life. So I wasn't on that trip of, I got to hurry up and get married. Absolutely not. So for me, it wasn't, I was trying to hurry up. It just kind of helped it. And again, when you're not looking sometime, that's when it happens.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So
what about
how to
those
be
girlfriends,
confident?
Katrina? We all have those girlfriends. I mean, we have people who show up at the family reunion. She with a different man every year, okay? And so,
yes.
And the family's like, who she bringing this year? Who she with now? And so, I mean, some women.
Y'all used to say that about me. Y'all used to say that about me. But when you're 45,
you know what? She was talking about you, Katrina. She just wasn't calling your name. Just so you know. Just so you know. Okay.
No, that's not true. That's not true. That's not true.
I had boyfriends. I didn't date a lot, but I mean, when you're 45,
Katrina, you did. Yes, you did date a lot. It was every week.
But they were boyfriends. No, by dating, I mean, I didn't just go like out on dates. Like I would get in a relationship, but I was in There's a difference in going out and just dating.
Let her push
like
you.
3 or 4 people at the same time.
Don't let her bully you all up in the face.
I had boyfriends. I always had a boyfriend. Exactly. So, but I never was really comfortable with like going out, just hanging out on dates. Like that was always awkward for me.
But Katrina, you were like the dating app queen for a long time.
But online dating, you're not going out.
Oh, that's not going out? You don't count that?
No, because you're online dating, like literally you behind the computer talking to me. I don't have a problem talking.
Okay,
that was different. That's why you're on a talk show. She ain't gonna problem talking.
Even Anthony and I didn't date a long time. I mean, it was, it was
sure
interesting.
Didn't. That's for sure. They did not date a long time.
Okay.
That's for sure. Her record clean right there. I was like, you met him? You're marrying him at my house now?
Mardise.
Wow. Okay,
Mardise was married in 4 months. Mardise said she was married in 4 months. But I did send him after he pivoted from that pastoral talk, and he said a couple little things. I was like, let me go and send him this picture because he was on his way to Greece, and I sent him a picture of me in Santorini with some shorts on.
Oh,
said,
come on now!
All I saw was your legs. All I saw was legs. He was like, you knew what you was doing, sending that picture with them legs. So some people might have called that thirsty, but we was married 3 months later.
Okay.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Hey, so Katrina, so that would be one of those pictures. I didn't agree with that you just said that when somebody posts a nice picture of themselves, you listed those 4 things. I mean, that's going overboard. How come people cannot just post a nice picture of themselves just because it makes them happy? Why does that have to be a thirst trap? I don't understand that.
It just said, the article said, not my words, the article said it's all about your motivation. What's your motivation for doing it? We see some people that it's lightweight, they halfway nude. Some folks, seriously, it's some you didn't see. It's like, dang, you the ones you be talking about, Sabrina, the ones you be talking about.
You're right.
Where's she going? What's she doing? All her business is out on the street. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but on a serious tip, of course, a lot has changed in our society as far as, a woman liking a man. I mean, Gloria, 100% confidence. Listen, we've been together, we've been dating, and we need to get married. Will you marry me? I mean, some people might like, she said what? And they've been married. How many years, Gloria?
25 in September.
25 years in September. So, I mean, girlfriends, do you think, okay, if you were single and there was somebody that you were interested in, would you do the waiting game and just hope that he noticed you? Or would you be the person that, went to him first? Sabrina, let's start with Sabrina. You want to go first,
Okay.
Gloria?
Go ahead, Gloria. Go ahead.
I would. I just feel like I think there's something in my confidence level that doesn't have a problem with saying you want to go out. Like, I'm gonna have a conversation with you, and if there's a click there, great. Because if it's not a click there, then I don't want to see you. Now, I really, but I've been that way all my life, though. I've been that way even when I was in high school. That wasn't a big deal. Like, I always went out with people, and I was too nice. I would go out with people I didn't want to go out with just because they'd ask me. I didn't want to reject them, so I'd go out with them. I'm like, you stink, but I go out with you anyway. I didn't. I went out with this guy.
We have a caller. We have a caller. I didn't forget. I didn't see the text. We were so thirsty up in this conversation. We have a caller. Tony has called in to lend to the thirsty conversation.
Okay, let's go to the caller.
We got it together. Listen, I done forgot what my comment was. Y'all have been over. Tell Kiara to call Auntie Tony. I got her. Okay. Call Auntie Tony. I got her. Second, Chrissy Teigen, I just have to say it out loud. She was brutal and beast. Telling people, I hope you die. I mean, like, really making people suicidal, and she's been like that for years and years and years. What? I don't know. They call her the clapback queen. Don't mess with Chrissy Teigen. She was a mess on social media. Yes. And you know what's interesting to me? And John Legend fell head over heels in love with her. She's so beautiful. That's amazing. It's that. Isn't that something that you would think that John Legend would kind of snatch Chrissy and say, listen here, girl, I need you to cut that out. But you really wanted for years and years and years.
And Tony, you remember she made that derogatory comment about him when he picked up his Grammy or whatever, and he got to thank her. I mean, when I say she cut his black bleep,
Publicly, she did.
yeah, she did.
I don't know, but she has zero filter and no chill. Wow.
We're going to change the tone. This is the most humble, this is the most I've ever seen her this way. I mean, she is coming out of a different bag right now. Do you think she will change, Tony?
I think she will change, and I actually do think that the loss of the baby may have had something to do with her change in posture. I really do believe that. I think that was a life-changing event for her and has caused her to take a look at something. So I think she'll change, and if she can't, I think she'll stay off social media. So there's the tendency to be now. Wait, go ahead.
I was just going to say about that is you begin to wonder how much of that is hope that is really her and not just a star saying, look, something everything, and then you go mess up to the man. So sometimes, that'd be good point.
Sponsorship, and she's losing money, and people don't want her. And you are right about that. You are 100% correct. So time will tell. Time will tell. So now, to the first conversation. I can remember when I was in like junior high school, my mom saying, girl, if you would stop chasing that boy, he might be able to catch you. And from then, I just always took that posture. I was kind of always standoffish, oh, are you talking to me? Kind of like that. And I think my first husband I met by camp in a record store, and my best husband I met online, which was interesting, but I did it. We already know that because we talked about that. But when you talk about the first part of it it's very interesting because when you're online dating, you're competing with all these other images. And if your image is like mine, conservative, we're buttoned up, I'm straight laced, and you're competing with all these other things, honestly, I didn't get a whole lot of attention on online dating because not going to uncover. So it took a while, and that's okay because I got a business. So that's good. So then, listen, it might be a slight difference, but it just happened. I think it's in the same arena. Michael Basin. Remember Michael Basin radio? Absolutely. Michael Basin just came out this week saying that, number one, basically he's an atheist, and number two, he is polyamorous, meaning he is happy being in more than one relationship at a time, that people should be free to do what they want, and if both women know that he's seeing both women and they're okay, and he's okay, and they're okay. Personally, I think it's a load of crap. I think that's just him trying to talk himself into a free pass to do whatever he wants and whoever he wants, and trying to act like Jesus ain't going to judge him, but he's going to get judged because you cannot be hurt that way. But he has created a whole nother platform for the free-thinking people who don't live in judgment. So they can all do whatever they're going to try to do and hook up and whatever on this whole new thing. What did you call it, Jamie? What did you call it? Poly what? Polyamorous? Polyamorous. And that means what? You are in relationships with more than one person at a time. Okay, so now, does that mean you're in a relationship with both male and female, or is it just one sex? Well, from his standpoint, it's just with women. I'm sure that there's some people who would take to the nth degree, but for him personally, it's just women. Mm-hmm. And what's sad is to see all the women co-signing what he's saying. Wow. Those are thirsty women. Co-signing what he's saying just because they think it's gonna, I don't know what they think, but that's what was very disheartening to me, to see all the women. And it used to be that, when you would hear that, you would immediately think, okay, the woman is just taking in and sit back waiting on for him while he's going to date some other women, that the women might be polyamorous too. The man was a whole nother relationship. Yeah. I think those women have such a low self-esteem that they don't think they can get a man, so they're willing to settle for half a man. That's what I think. I could be wrong. Wow. I can't hear anyone. Maybe not. They might just, like the gospel weddings. They like the weddings. So it's not necessarily, because there is a community that is totally okay with open relationships. And so that is their prerogative. So they might feel like they're getting half the thing. They thinking, hey, my cup is full and run over. Sabrina, you talking like I don't like all those people. I think all those people want to have their cake too. Yeah. Everybody is full. It's going to be full of boy. What you can do, you're going to have a full cup. You're going to have a full cup. Tony, I know that you are in Florida, and you know, it's probably not surprising to y'all, Miami, Florida is the number one most certain city in America, followed by LA. It's not surprising. But check this out: Houston, San Jose, Oklahoma, and Honolulu. Okay, Oklahoma. Rodeo. Wow. Social media interaction out of the people. So 13 cities they looked at posts, and they first 1,000 posts they corrected for based on the population. But if you believe Oklahoma and Honolulu, it's the report from Houston, Tampa, and I believe it about Florida, because Florida is just straight crazy. We're crazy in every arena in life. We have no common sense in Florida, so I believe it about Florida. Oh, wow. I mean, because this thing said in San Francisco is everybody's eating, and I find that hard to believe. That's what? Way like number other day. Yeah. Oh, Oklahoma, Katrina, Oklahoma, wild, child, what? Unbelievable. That's my home state. I don't understand how that got us in there, but anyway, Oklahoma, yeah. Can you guys? Do you think that women are thirsty because there's a lack of men out there, and they're at a point where, you know, they like, you know, because it's like supply and demand, because, you know, they say it's what, I don't even know. Katrina, you might know the answer to that. How many women per one man? And so if it is a matter of supply and demand, you know, women are like, listen, you know, I need a man, and so hey, any kind of man will do, or I'm willing to share. You know, if he's a decent man, I'm willing. If we want to be not Pollyanna, but Pollyanna, whatever you call it, if you make it okay, I'll go for it. Right. And I would always just say I only need one. When you say that, Tony, I just kept saying to myself, I only need one. I need one. That's all I kept saying. I only need one. That's all I kept saying. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I agree with you, Chris. I'm telling you, 100%. Yeah. But this don't even part two. It's still a carryover. Yeah, we definitely need to continue this conversation, because it's so, you know, it's real. I mean, for 60% of African American women being single. And some people are not everybody wants to be married. Some of them are like, I'm cool, I'm good, but that doesn't mean you don't want friendship, or you don't want or you don't want someone who's going at the wedding with you. You know, so what does that look like? I ain't thirsty, I'm fine. You know, I'm fine. So it's just become the problem with that's because of the immediate external reality, and that overrides your right. You don't feel about yourself on your own. So I just want to, this was so fun and so amazing. I have one announcement that I'm supposed to make. Unorganized one. It's not organized. No, we are making that announcement. Here. Turn your face into action. This was a great segue. Turn your face into action with Pastor Robert Tilton on Thursday, June 24th. Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Y'all make it laugh. Seriously, it's going to be amazing.
Everybody who's thirsty is going to receive deliverance from your troublesome issues and prayer. We are going to support Pastor Robert Tilton himself. Again, turn your faith into action. It's Thursday, June 24th at 7:30 p.m. at the Westin Hotel in Southfield, Michigan. OMG, we thank you for this great conversation. We celebrate all of the single ladies, all the married ladies, whether you're newlywed or whether you've been married for 37 years like Carolyn Muse. We want to hear you and see you back on the show with us tomorrow. We got issues coming to you from 9-10 a.m. the Superstation every day, Monday through Friday, 6 to 7.
Love y'all.
Thanks for listening in. Bye-bye.
Bye. We learn something new every day from our tribe, don't we?
Now that was funny. Right there, that was funny. And they love it. I'm so glad you was with us.
I can't believe I did that announcement. I apologize, y'all. I apologize.
Yeah.
Lord,
I think
forgive me.
Caterina.
Wait.
Yes. We're still live. We are still live, but we are saying bye to the audience, celebrating you, Mardise. You are giving me hope. Married in 4 months and married for 37 years. I'm coming your direction.
Incredible.
Tomorrow. We'll be with you tomorrow.
All right. Peace out.